What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy Carcino here, man, and let's talk about it. We want everything laid out because you guys was asking me about it because Dane's been talking lately on other people's platforms, or maybe it's his own. I don't know, but I didn't see it. But from what you guys were telling me, he's saying that he was explaining the breakup with him and Jay Z, and I'm like, again. After he said he wasn't gonna talk about it no more. All right, but it's cool. I mean, shoot, it's his life. He can talk about it as many times as he feel like. But you asked me. I don't know if he covered it, but there was a time that the reason why I went to level 9, like Jay took his wife, and the reason why it was Becky with the good hair situation and all of that. I was the one that told you who it was. Back when y'all was trying to guess who Becky was with the good hair, I had the whole story. I mean, because I already knew it. Most people in the industry knew what it was. Who you think he was talking to on the song when he said, "Tell Lucky Lefty kiss the kiss the girl goodbye or kiss the wife goodnight from me," and all that stuff. He was talking to Dane. That's Lucky Lefty. People knew that was a shot just for Dane. And you be like, and most of y'all will probably be like, man, why is he going so hard? Lucky Lefty kissed the girl goodbye and all that. Like, you don't get it. See, at that time, there was a lot of conflict going on, a lot of tension, a lot of built up animosity between the two. And Dame was doing an interview and very cocky and boldly once the breakup had happened. But before the split had took place, they both was doing their own bravado thing of like, I'm here supporting him because the world didn't know of the breakup and the breakup had took place. So in the public, they're basically jockeying and playing a position of, look at what I do for my guys. You know, where's Jay at? Because Dane was very salty when they signed that extension deal. It basically was, okay, here's your extension deal, but we really gonna dissolve the company and absorb it and sell it and give it to Jay. They tried to do that when they re-upped in the first place. They was like, look, you don't need James and Big. Cut them off. We got you. So they tried that snake stuff way back when. And Jay said nah and brought it to their attention and made them aware of it. Like, man, they wanted me to buy y'all out. And Jay was like, I can't do that. But see, this was after Blueprint. This was way back then when they were going through the negotiation thing. They were trying to get rid of Dame and Biggs from the jump and give it all to Jay. Dame know this is true. I don't know if he said it. I didn't watch the interview y'all sent me, but Dame already knows this is true. Jay came and informed him, like, look, he wanted me to sell out. And Leor reminded Jay that wasn't smart. Don't do that. Like I was doing that for you, to because you don't see it yet. You can't. You feel like you owe them, but you don't owe them nothing. You carried them on. You carrying them. They just leeches right now. They ain't doing anything. Steve Stout was coming in and handling stuff. So Nas is telling the truth. That's why he's hanging with Stout. Cause is he Dame Diddy, Dame Daddy, or Dame Dummy? Oh, I get it. You big and he's puffy. So if Dame Dash is doing his job of managing you right, why are you using Steve Stout? Nas was telling y'all the truth. Nas is like he went and got with my old friend Steve Stout. So after Nas and Stout got back together and started working together, and things was moving in the right direction when they did the Godson album, and Stout wasn't, feeling this Bravehearts thing. He was like, Nas, you right where you need to be. You need the radio song, the contraceptive raps, and all that. But Nas was dealing with a whole different movement at the time. Like he was finna go after Cameron and all the rest of them for disrespecting him, and they basically scratched all that because mom got sick and she died. So that changed the whole album. So the second half of the album was more soft, more, inspirational, and dedicated to moms. So he was touring and working on songs. So I never saw it the way a lot of people looked at it, but for me, it was definitely different. Like, that whole era was like a blur, the way how quickly things escalated. Because Blueprint 2 came out and nobody was really dealing with that out. Nas had caused the defect. The Black album came back, Jay got back on. That was his woof. It was about to fall off. Now he coming back on. And 50 Cent's out at that time. So that was monumental that he was able to come back as strong as he did with 50 Cent being the wave, because that album dropped the same day as G Unit. So G Unit took a lot of steam out of it because they came with the wrong single. But when they came with that second single and knocked them out the park, I think Change Clothes was the first single to come off the album. Change Clothes, and that really didn't have the impact that they thought. And it was slow dragging when it first came out. G Unit album came out with a bang. So then when Dirt Off Your Shoulder hit, it was home run. Then after that home run came Encore, and then you got radio. You got more radio friendly tunes. And G Unit sold almost 3 million records, but still, you look at Jay Z's album, the repetitive spins off that album was incredible. So now Jay-Z's back, right? The blackout. It was supposed to be his final, hoorah. He's going away. He's retired. So now Jay's gone. He's going to be the president of Def Jam. And Roc-a-fella is splitting up. All of this stuff is going on. So the person that's mad doing a lot of this transition is Kanye West, who's grown. Kanye is way at the top, and now he's one of the top selling artists on Roc-a-fella Records, and now Roc-a-fella Records is finna split up. When Kanye West is the hottest artist in the world, how do you split a record company up when Kanye West is selling the most records in Roc-a-fella history? He's got damn near 3 diamond albums already. First album sold over 10 million. The second one sold like 7.5. This third one was out the stratosphere as a global record that went diamond. It's like, are you kidding me? Look how many records this guy is selling. And you're telling me this is one artist. He outsold Jay-Z's records with one album. Nobody ever debut album came out and sold 10 million records. Nelly did it with Country Grammar. That was about it. Kanye and Nelly. And they ain't white. So let that tell you. Now, Jay-Z had been out for so many years, and the most he ever sold was like 4 million, 4.5 million records. So Kanye was able to make the type of records Jay-Z couldn't make. He had crossed over to a group Jay wasn't involved in. He had the Backpack Crew. He had this when Jay-Z started rocking backpacks and going on the Sprite tour and stole the money from state property, but that's a whole other story. Jay's check was uh like nines, it was like mega millions, and everybody else was getting per diem. Like, this a promo tour. That's what they was told, but they really was paid. Sprite paid for the tour. So it's not a promo. For them, it was a promo. That money was just stolen. But that's neither here nor there. Now, let's get to the point. Dang, who was determined that he was gonna make, like, Cameron was gonna be the guy. Like, that was it. So after he made his last album and his last deal, he wanted off the label. He wasn't finna stick around with this whole split up situation. Cam got out. He wanted his release, and he got it. And once he got the release, it was all quiet. It was all like, okay, this is how we're getting out of here. I can't be around Jay-Z and do this. Cam came out with Killer Season, and he was going to expose all of it. Dame and Jay, when the split happened, everything was supposed to be, we still brothers, we just not finna do business with each other. Dame was like, all right, cool, it's whatever. Then Biggs was like, F him. According to Dame, that was Biggs' like attitude, like, man, F Jay, I don't want nothing to do with him. So everybody was doing their own thing. Dame had his own record label. They split the artists. It was like, who you want to go to? Beans never got a chance to make a decision. Beans was given over to Dame Dash, and Beans couldn't believe it. Like, man, Jay didn't choose me. And Kanye had a choice. You want to go with Dame, or you gonna go with Jay? And he chose to go with Jay. And that shocked Dame. Because Jay ain't the one that gave him a deal. Jay ain't the one that said, yo, we need to put Kanye out, put his music out, and get his album going. He had no, he just wanted Kanye to make his beats and he make all his money off Kanye, and that's that. Just use Kanye. He wasn't trying to make Kanye no star and give him the opportunity to shine. That was Dame. And Dame was like, Kanye chose Jay. That was it. But it was the best move for Kanye. Because if he would have aligned himself with Dame, it wouldn't have went well. Him and Dame would have fought. And Dame wouldn't have been out of the way. He'd have been in the middle of things. And Kanye and him would have clashed. And it would have not been able to be recovered as quickly. Dame would have tried to shortcut things, short costs. Kanye would have flipped out. It would have been a whole bunch of meltdowns. The way I see it now, is kind of different. I would see scenarios are different. And when, Cameron came out and decided and did a press conference, said he was dissing Jay-Z and all that, and he's talking about Jay in such a way and put out that song about Jay, all of that was fine. Jay was like, all right, they dissing. It is what it is. They had the ballin' song. Jimmy had ballin'. So Jay came out and responded back to ballin' and did the Brooklyn remix. Brooklyn. So Jimmy came out and started dissing him. And what did it was the Wet Wipes video. The Killer Season movie, and they had the Wet Wipes video. And Jay-Z's in there. They got Jimmy Walker's as Jay-Z, and which is hilarious. But the part in it that made it more funny was the fact that, or what got Jay's attention, was Dame being in the video. And taking that picture with Cam. That's when it became personal with Jay. Now it's like, okay, now it's really on. Because he know Dame and Cam they Harlem, but staying out of it. Dame would normally stay out of stuff like that. This was the first time Dame was publicly letting it know that I'm standing with Cam against you. Just for appearing in the video doing that in a song where he's coming at me like that with a fake me in the video. Okay. You gonna play like that? And then you gonna wink your eye at me at the screen like he's winking at me like, yeah, I got Cam. Okay. You think that guy can compete with me? All right. Now I'm finna take him out the game. And that's when it became game time for Jay. And he said, that bothered me. Jay said, that's what bothered me most. It's like, wow, after all we did together, I would never. Jay was like, even if me and him, like, the way we split and if it was on bad terms, because of what we did in the past, I couldn't come out and jump in somebody's video that's dissing you. You know, like I couldn't even do that, especially when, you know, they keep talking about, oh, you did this from Dame, you stole that from Dame, you stole this from Dame. So they doing it in your name, claiming you're the reason. Now, you can't say you ain't got nothing to do with it. You in the video co-signing it. So now it's on. Because of course, he knew the role Dame was gonna play. Once it wasn't going in the way of Cameron and Dipset. Once it wasn't going in their way and things went left, business-wise, that was gonna be it. Jay knew he had to get soldiers. Jay just lost all his soldiers. He ditched state property. So he didn't have nobody to go to war with him. So the only guy he can go to war with he had that he can go to war with was a young cat from Brooklyn named Uncle Murder, and he went and got True Life. So when he got True Life and Uncle Murder, they were taking on the beefs. Oh yeah, I had all those mixtapes. So yeah, I knew. So the whole True Life situation with Dipset, that was Jay recruiting. Because he ain't have a team no more. Now, everything is, dissipating. MOP was gone. They ain't had that. Dame then appeared in the video. And Cam had them on the ropes. Because the album came out and Dame so arrogantly stated like he made Jay-Z who he is. People keep saying they made Hov. If you made Hov, okay, so make another Hov. So make another Hov was it. People wasn't doing wasn't on their J. What they say? They wasn't doing their J.O. So they had to split like Ben and J-Lo. It's clear you don't see what you become. I know I'm guilty of it like too, but not like them. You lost one. So anyway, that album came out and it should have been very well received. And it wasn't very well received. His diss song he had against Dipset and Cameron, dig a hole, bury yourself. Like, it just didn't have the impact. So, Jay had fallen off. The problem with Dipset is they were imploding on the inside. They were destroying each other, competing with one another, egos, and nonsense. They already didn't realize they had it. They had the whole ship. Jay was done. Jay-Z was done. Like, he was eliminated. He was down and out. That album flopped, lost so much money for Def Jam, and they didn't even understand why. Like, why these songs didn't work. Time had moved on, and Jay was looked at as the old guy. You know, he was still rocking the hats like he was, tilted to the side. Style and fashion had passed him. The whole Dipset, all the splashy colors, everything, the rhinestones, the rock star glasses. That was Dipset. They took it over. They had all the jewelry. People was trying to be them. The younger crowd was rolling with them. So they had that wave going. Jay couldn't fight that. And Jay is sitting there, was finna diss them on a concert. And then Nas came, so they pivoted and made that a reunion tour with Nas. But that's why he was, man, you over there making secret songs. Don't act like you finna do a concert dissing us. Trying to sell out a concert. You over there making secret songs, man. You over there Saddam Hussein in it. Let it out. Then I'm going to come back and grand slam. Pardon me. So he was, he was all for it. He was ready for the smoke. But neither one was where I would say, oh, these are my favorite of all times. And these, nah. We ain't move like that. But Dipset did have a time, like they had a run that was pretty monumental for its era, because it came in the middle of like a G Unit movement, and Jay-Z was considered to be old. So Jay had to reinvent himself, get rid of Just Blaze, grab Kanye and say, Kanye, make me hip like you. And Kanye was hip with the times. So that's what saved the day. More than anything, that's what really like brought it home to me. Dame, look, Dame Dash know one thing. I'm not telling a lie on any of this. There wasn't a lot to do. In actuality, there was a lot of people who, just for what they call it and giggles, was doing just that. Were doing things that did not fit status quo. Well, they couldn't go in the 40/40 club. They couldn't do anything, performing wise. Jay had to take a 360 deal and sign with Arista for basically one album. But he signed a 360 deal with Rock Nation. Went over there with Leor Cohen and did the Blueprint 3 album after he gave his last go run, which was the soundtrack that he gave to Def Jam, and that was American Gangster. So he was just like, "Oh, I'm not really about that. That was just me." He was trying to change his whole image and was like, "Oh no, 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 that's not me." I'm inspired. The music was just inspired by the movie. I was so inspired, it inspired me to write. And this is what I came up with. And it wasn't even the soundtrack to the movie. American Gangster is a Jay-Z album, not a music soundtrack. There was no music soundtrack to the album. I mean, to the movie. They never officially made a soundtrack. So it is the unofficial soundtrack to American Gangster. Jay-Z just used the movie and the popularity of it to be the theme for the album. That's how much out of sync Jay-Z was at the time with the public and the interests of the public and what they wanted. But messing with Dame's personal life, that was just something like, wow. They always tried to see if they could take each other's girls, playing around. But to actually, mess with wives and do stuff like that, that's going too far, and stuff of that nature. And, but it's on her. She's a grown woman. Like, she chose to go that route. So if she chose to do that, it's only so much you can do as a human being. But after that, Dane went through a lot of things that you can't blame on Jay. Dame's hot temper and personality came into play, made some situations worse. The art gallery his wife had, that Dame had them. A lot of things went wrong for Dame. A lot of opportunities, a lot of people interfering with that. He chose to go inside himself with Cameron, who just at that time was the one getting all the money, really, in Dipset at the time, because Cam, he owned it. Cam owned everything. And once the guy that owns everything, and then now everybody else is starting to have popular careers, and Jewels is his whole contract is controlled by Cameron. So that's a problem. And then Jimmy's doing his thing. So everybody imploded on themselves. And they was acting real foolish when they could have made a lot of money together and took over things. That's why it's hard to be in a group, because everybody has their own individual mind. And when people start thinking, oh, I got this, or this is something I could do, this is on me, I got this, oh yeah, that's what's up. That's normally when things are finna go left. So yeah, seeing Dame in that video bothered him tremendously. I can tell you that right now, ASAP. That was a huge problem. Oh, definitely like the video. Yeah, hopefully everybody have a great holiday weekend. Take care of yourself. Make sure everybody get home safe. I've already spent a lot of money this week. When I won, you win a lot of money, you lose a lot of money. It's just, it comes, it goes. But family is forever. So make sure you call your family, tell them you love them, go see them, spend that time with them. Because at the end of the day, it's important. All this stuff we talking about is ancient, it's history. These people have moved on and they have very different lives than us. But still, they are human beings. They have family and kids and people that love them just like we got. So let's spend time with the people that know us, love us, the whole nine. You know what I mean? So shouts out there, Kwame Brown Bus Life. Don't forget to subscribe to him. Welcome to HD TV, Ticket TV. I'm out.